All right, everybody, thank you for coming back. I hope you enjoy your coffee. And right now, we are going to continue to build up on our previous discussion. So we talk a little bit about the overall SOC structure when it comes to the team members and some of the, a high-level overview of what everybody does. But for this one, I'm going into more details about the engineers. Right? The engineers. What are the SOC engineers do, or what are they supposed to do? Some of the expectations we have on SOC engineers. The first is the installation and operation of technologies. Okay? So the first is going to be the operations and the installations of technologies. Example, we may talk about the operating system, Linux, Windows, okay? Windows and Linux. We are also talking about the application, such as SIEM and EDR, XDR. Again, this is purely the installation and the operation, or to maintain the uptime, the health of the operating system, maintain the health of the application. Now, suppose you have all the applications done, the engineers are supposed to be handling the onboarding. Onboarding, that means data ingestion and parsing. So what they do is, they would go, if it's a SOC, they would go into the customer site, ensuring all the technology is deployed on the customer site, ensure that we have an adequate data ingestion inside the SOC operations for further analysis. Likewise, they also be responsible for the parsing to make sure that the data being ingested is being correctly understood and structured for a further analysis. They will be responsible for the coders. So when the data comes in, closely related to parsing, we need to, we want to make sure that the data that is coming in is being decoded properly, is being put into a variable that we can actually understand across the entire data sets. So they are going to be responsible for setting up the coders and ensuring that the data being sent is being picked up by the right coders. They will be responsible for the tuning of the rules, alerts, right? So they will be responsible for tuning, for the tune-up of the alerts, of the rules. They'll be responsible for the as part of the same as the installation, they're going to be part of the integration, right? To ensure that there is an integrations with external application, external vendors, and that this integration is, or integration, I'm going to say setup and operation as well. So they will set up the integrations and then ensure those integrations are sound. Very important in the installation that I missed there, I'm going to say on the sixth, I'm going to say infrastructure. Right? The infrastructure, this would include, the network, that, depending on the structure of the SOC, often we see the infrastructure being sent to a different team or a whole different team. But if the organization is not complex, then the infrastructure as well, but SOC engineers, as long as the infrastructure is not a complex infrastructure, we want them to be able to take care of that one as well. Patching the solutions. and well, patching and monitoring the solutions, right? So if they're taking care of the health, if there is a vulnerability, then they are the ones who are going to go and appropriately correct that that vulnerability on the systems, including patching, or I would say again, patching, hardening, right? Hardening of the core technologies inside the SOC. So basically, busy things to do, tuning up rules every single day. I would say that overall, 70%, 60 to 70% of the daily work of a SOC engineer is going to be in this area right here, right? In this area right here. Okay. So most of every single day, they tuning the alerts, they tuning the use cases, they setting up the integrations and improving the integrations, and take it from there. So we will build on top of this one as we move forward. And the first thing we are going to take care is going to be the installation. When we talk about installation, right? So if we are addressing the installation, what are some of the things they need to do? For our class, for our path, we are going to take care of the SIEM installation. In this case, we are addressing the Wazuh SIEM. So we'll install the Wazuh cluster. Right? We need to install the Wazuh cluster. We need to understand the components. We have the indexer, we have the manager, and we have the dashboards. We have the agents that we need to install. Inside the managers, this is where we do the coders and the rules or use cases. And that is what we are trying to do. So I'll pause for another 2 minutes, and I'll hopefully you get a good understanding of where we're heading. And when we come back, we'll dive into a review of the Wazuh cluster. Right? So we will do a review of the Wazuh cluster we're planning to install. Once we finish with the installation, right? Once we are done with installation, the second step we're going to take care of is going to be the onboarding. So ensuring that we have agents dumping data inside the cluster installations that we did. So we have the agent, we have the installations of the cluster, we have the agents, we have data coming in. Next thing is we are going to dump into the coders, ensuring they are being picked up by the right coders. We're going to look at the rules and alerts. So we want to make sure we're firing some rule and some alerts. We are going to do some integrations. In this case, we will do the integrations with Office 365. And we also going to do integration with threat intelligence management platform. We are going to do integration with VirusTotal. We'll do integration with CrowdStrike. Even though we have an agent that is also a CrowdStrike, same expectation as a CrowdStrike agent, such as EDR and XDR and all that stuff. We'll do integration with PagerDuty. We'll do integrations with ticketing system. So we'll try to build on these multiple integrations and just to show you how this integration work, and an overall getting a fully functional operations going on. All right, another break because I don't like to make the videos too long. I know you might be frustrated that I'm pausing so much, but trust me, it's good for you to get boom, to get a quick information, and then you step back, you come back, you get another one, and as you getting few pieces of information, I think, and based on my experience, is much better than giving you all the information at once, as you're gonna get tired. So see you guys in about 2 minutes.